better. Just because you've got small boobs and a straight behind, it does not mean that you are lesser than any other woman out there. Gentlemen, just because you do not have money for now, it does not make you lesser than any other man. Because others are doing better in their businesses than you, it does not mean that there is something wrong with you. Self-acceptance, it is the key. The only way that you can be wrong, and it is when you begin to feed on their negative vibe. It is showcasing whatsoever that they have, but that does not mean there is something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you in being in a relationship with a person that is not financially stable. There is nothing wrong with you by pursuing the goals that you are pursuing for when others are living a luxury life. There is nothing wrong with you with being in isolation. There is nothing wrong with you with not understanding everything to do with life. Remember, you cannot be a jack of all trades. You cannot know everything in this life. Have you ever sat down and asked yourself about the politicians? Just because somebody is a politician, it does not mean that they know everything. There are certain aspects of life that they do not know that you can be able to know. There is nothing wrong with you. Just because you are into the medical field, it does not mean that you are better than those that are doing engineering. It does not mean that you are better than those that are hustling and that are entrepreneurs. There is nothing wrong with you with dressing the kind of a dress code that you put on simply because others, their clothes, they are bought for them, but you are pursuing and you are pushing life by yourself. Nothing wrong with you with pushing for certain things that you feel that you're supposed to push for, even when other people, they are looking down on those things. There is nothing wrong with you in applying for a certain job when other individuals, they cannot apply for that job simply because they feel it is not the right job that they can be able to pursue for. There is nothing wrong in you speaking the language or from your village when others, they can speak a better English. There is nothing wrong in you using a small phone even when others, they are using smartphones. There is nothing wrong in you trying to think in a certain way that other individuals, they cannot think in the same path. There is nothing wrong in coming out to be the only person that is opposing their answer. It is very possible that whatsoever they are thinking, it might be wrong. There is nothing wrong in you having a certain kind of a disorder that is making you not to push for certain things. What I'm trying to say is that there is nothing totally wrong with you. Everything, it is just okay about you. Whatever that you feel about yourself, whatever that you know about yourself, it is right and it is okay. There is nothing wrong about you. Now it is time that you begin to change your mindset. Now it is time that you begin to love yourself than they love you, than their negative energy. Simply because when you learn how to love yourself, it is going to be very easy in order for you to know to say there is nothing wrong about you. There is nothing wrong about your face. There is nothing wrong about the people that you mingle with. The reason why they keep on saying there is something wrong is simply because they admire that kind of a friendship that you have with that person. The reason why they keep on commenting over your relationship is simply because there is something, there is potential, there is a future that they see in this relationship. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with about your body parts. There is nothing wrong with everything that has to do with you. Now it is the time that you begin to put a self-demand, a self-acceptance, a self kind of care on yourself, simply because I don't see anything wrong.